there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
I got to tell you, I went on a new diet. It's called the Whatever Sickness I Caught in New York City diet. And I have lost 10 pounds in just over a week.
Yeah. That's stomach bug.
I lost 2 pounds in one day. And then she got me all going by like, oh, that's not good. When you're losing weight and not trying, that could be a sign of something really bad, which sent me down a rabbit hole. Let me tell you, let's see, River Hills Properties, one of the fastest growing real estate companies. I don't know if you saw online Andrew's wedding photos.
Yes.
Anna, they're very beautiful. Yep. And, of course, Bill and Robin Monjo have opened an office in the sunny Florida region, the Gulf Coast region of sunny Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. It's just beautiful there. So if you wanted something here and there, you want to get on that Snowbird Road, boy, do they have you covered. Or you're like, I've had it. I'm getting out of Dodge. And you wanted to go there, and you're selling here. You're all covered. That's the beauty of it all. Robin and Bill or anybody at River Hills could handle everything up here and down there for you. And it's a competitive market down there, right?
It is.
Yep. You've looked at it. Anyway, they now have offices in Barneville, Little Falls, in Utica to the north, in Copenhagen and Newport, and the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. It's River Hills Properties. You know, they go out of their way to assist you, whether it be no lockbox or whatever it is. They do it all, and you can check them out online at riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. And 315-896-1009. Even if you just want to explore, call them and explore. What do you want me to do? You want to talk about something that's on your mind?
Well, there's nothing on my mind.
You sure?
Right now.
Do you want to tell everybody how I said don't get into the political thing?
Yeah, please.
Did I tell you that?
No. What did you tell me?
Do you want to tell everybody how we had the conversation where I said,
I don't want to get into it.
Don't get into the political thing, and you said, I ain't getting into it.
No,
anyway.
I'm out of it.
Yeah. I'm like, you sure? We could have some real fun with that, get everybody going. And you said, no, we aren't talking politics. Even though technically we kind of are right now, even though we're not.
No, I'm just thinking of the honey-do list I've got for you when we get home.
Which is, and I don't know about anybody else, but just the horrible mountain to climb in just looking at our front yard and backyard over this weekend. And even though it was a little cool on Saturday and it really didn't get a ton of rain, you could do work outside. It just didn't feel like being outside. It just was cold and damp.
It was a chill.
But yesterday it was nice enough to be able to get out and get some stuff done, which we did.
We did.
And, it's all of those things that you normally would have had done 2 months ago. But we've just not had the weather for it, Davey.
So yesterday I told you guys this earlier. I did the parade, and then Jim Rondinelli and I drove down to Cooperstown.
Well, so Cooperstown was the part one of Hall of Fame weekend?
Right.
They had
like a little. They had They had like 7 players over the weekend. They opened up a new display of bobbleheads.
Okay.
And they usually have the game on Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, but they didn't have no game this year. And it was
you
kind
said
of
it was empty.
It was empty. We parked right in downtown Cooperstown.
That's crazy.
And walked. It was hardly anybody on the streets.
You remember the days when there was the actual Hall of Fame game,
right?
Where 2 Major League Baseball teams came in.
Well, we used to broadcast the game.
We did as well. I remember doing it as well. And then it would be, even though the Major League players only played for like 2 innings. And then all of a sudden, their single A teams usually came in.
Right.
It was still awesome. The autographs of the pictures it was still awesome. And we were always told that most of them hated that. And the Players Association and Major League Baseball came to the conclusion that we aren't going to do that game anymore.
Right.
And what a shame. Since then, Hall of Fame weekend is just not the same.
They've done the Hall of Fame Classic is what they used to call it.
Now, when the inductions happen, it will improve. There's no doubt about that.
Sure will.
And that'll be in this year. Now, who's going in this year?
Suzuki, Sabathia, Billy Wagner, Dave Allen, Dick Allen,
and we're out of
Dave
time.
Parker.
Let me tell you, the Japanese follow. Let me tell you. All right, news is coming up top of the hour.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Russia takes a little more of Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, seizing control of 4 border villages in northeast Ukraine following a deadly bombardment over the weekend. The Wall Street Journal reports President Trump is considering new sanctions this week,
saying his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin had gone absolutely crazy. The Kremlin's hit back, Putin's spokesman saying the crazy comment was connected to an emotional overload of everyone involved. 13 people were killed in Ukraine over the weekend by 367 drones and missiles, prompting Germany to remove range restrictions on arms supplied to Ukraine. It means German-supplied weapons can attack military positions deep inside Russia.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. Police in Philadelphia keep searching for multiple shooters who opened fire last night in Fairmount Park, killing 2 people, wounding 9 others.
It is a challenge when individuals decide that they're going to fire into a crowd.
Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel. The manhunt for escaped prisoners in Louisiana is down to 2 after 3 more were captured yesterday.
Lenton Van Buren was found in Baton Rouge, sitting on a bench near a department store after someone called in an anonymous tip. The other 2, Jermaine Donald and Leo Tate, were captured in Walker County, Texas, more than 300 miles from the jail they escaped from. Police say the 2 led law enforcement on a high-speed chase before being taken into custody.
That's Fox's Todd Pyro. There's also been a 13th arrest of people charged with either helping the 10 prisoners break out a week and a half ago or helping fugitives on the run. It's also day 3 of the manhunt for a convicted murderer who broke out of a prison in Arkansas. A big night for Billie Eilish at the American Music Awards on CBS through Dick Clark Productions, winning in all 7 categories Eilish was nominated in, including Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, and Favorite Pop Album.
Thank you to the AMAs. Thank you to the fans. I know you voted for this. This means the world to me.
Kendrick Lamar had the most nominations, 10, but got just 1 award. Taylor Swift won none. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So, if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
The FBI, under new leadership in the second Trump administration, wants to take a new look at some old controversies.
FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino announced the investigations on X. One is into the leak of the U.S. Supreme Court draft of the opinion that overturned Roe v. Wade. Another will re-examine the 2023 discovery of cocaine at the White House. Prior investigations by the Secret Service into the cocaine and by the High Court itself on the leak yielded no responsibility in either case. Bongino posted these incidents amounted to potential public corruption, and he is briefed weekly on them. Bongino added the unsolved case of pipe bombs found outside Republican and Democratic Party offices in January 2021 will also be reinvestigated. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
We'll get updates to the economy this morning, including consumer confidence, which fell last month to a nearly 5-year low. There is confidence right now on Wall Street. Stocks could surge after last week's losses. Dow futures are up more than 500 points following President Trump's delay over the weekend of new tariffs on European imports. In the NBA playoffs.
And that's it. It's over. Oklahoma City rebounds from a 42-point loss and takes a commanding 3-1 lead in this Western Conference final.
Oklahoma City Thunder 128, Minnesota Timberwolves 126. On ESPN last night, the Thunder got within one win of advancing to the NBA Finals. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, this season's most valuable player in the NBA, scored a game-high 40 points for the Thunder, who also got 34 points from Jalen Williams. Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Gilgeous-Alexander scored or assisted on every basket in the fourth quarter for the Thunder, who lead the Western Conference Finals 3-1.
That's Fox's Jared Max. On the ice, Carolina stays alive, down 3-0 in the series. The Hurricanes beat the Panthers 3-0. But Florida, the defending Stanley Cup champs, still lead the NHL Eastern Conference Final 3-1. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. 49 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your full WIBX Weather Center forecast is coming up. Water shutoffs continue in the village of Ilion. The shutoffs are due to water valve replacements. Areas affected by today's shutoffs will be West Rand Street from Barringer Road to Shull Street, Harrison Avenue from Vosburg Street to Shull Street, and Shull Street from West Montgomery Street to West Rand Street. Surrounding areas may be affected if further valve installations are deemed necessary. Shutoffs will continue through the end of the week. An inmate at Oneida County Jail was arrested on felony contraband charges. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, officials searched the cell of 27-year-old Jesus Romero Hernandez and found a sharpened piece of floor tile. Authorities determined the tile was deliberately sharpened into a weapon and was hidden to avoid detection. Romero Hernandez was charged with promoting prison contraband in the first degree, which is a Class D felony, and was held at Oneida County Cap Court. He will appear at Town of Whitestown Court at a later date. Millions of Americans are taking hits to their credit scores from delinquent student loans. An analysis by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows credit scores dropped by more than 100 points for over 2 million delinquent student loan borrowers. Scores fell 150 points or more than 1 million in the first 3 months of 2025. It's similar to the sharp drop that follows a personal bankruptcy filing. Researchers said about 2 million previously had favorable credit scores and would have qualified for car loans, mortgages, or credit cards before the delinquencies were reported. New research predicts that a deadly infection causing fungi will spread as global temperatures rise. Scientists from Manchester University used computer simulations and forecast maps to map the possibility of Aspergillus, a common fungi group around the world. The research found that a certain species of fungi will expand into the new regions as climate change continues, spreading into parts of North America, Europe, China, and Russia. The species can cause severe infections in humans and is resistant to many antifungal medications. And a Michigan father and son say they think they saw the legendary Bigfoot. The two were out bow fishing near Monroe on May 18th when the father told a Bigfoot research group his dog started running after the creature, which was up on 2 legs, about 6 feet tall, and kind of looked like a gorilla. He said the whole encounter happened so fast, he didn't have time to take a picture. Your WIBX news time is 7:07. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
dry weather continuing, and yes, sunshine back in the forecast. Actually, a beautiful day. Unfortunately, most of us back to work and school. Clear start, mostly sunny later. 75. Tonight, 55 will cloud over. Here come the showers tomorrow and tomorrow night. 70 degrees tomorrow. More showers early Thursday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
49 under partly cloudy skies. Your weather was brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Let's take a look at sports. Brought to you by IBEW 43 Local Sports Desk. For the first time since 1977, the Cornell University's men's lacrosse team are national champions. The top-ranked Big Red held off the number 2-ranked Maryland Terrapins at Gillette Stadium by a final score of 13-10 yesterday. Cornell's C.J. Kerr scored 6 goals, including the final one into an empty net with under a minute to go. The national title is 4th in Cornell's men's lacrosse history. That means Syracuse University's men's lacrosse team did not make it past the Final Four. The team was humbled by Maryland in a 14-8 loss at Gillette Stadium. Syracuse has come a long way since coach Gary Gait took over in 2021, taking the team to the quarterfinals in 2023 and 2024. He said the team has eyes on making it past the Final Four in 2026. The Mets, they opened their series against the White Sox with a 2-1 win. Francisco Lindor drove the game-winning run in the bottom of the 9th with a sac fly. New York won 3 straight. They continue its 3-game set with Chicago tonight. The Yankees, they took down the Angels 5-1 in the series opener. Ryan Yarborough earned the victory after striking out 7 over 6 innings. New York leads the AL East after winning its 3rd straight. They continue their 3-game set against LA tonight. The Knicks, they aren't going down in the Eastern Conference Finals without a fight. Karl Anthony Towns scored 24 points as the Knicks beat the Pacers by the final score of 106-100. Jalen Brunson had 23 points for New York, who now trails in the best-of-7 series 2-1. Game 4 is tonight. Meanwhile, the Thunder, they take a commanding lead in the conference finals in the western part. The team edged the Timberwolves 128-126 in Game 4. The action returns Wednesday. The Hurricanes, they're still alive and kicking after picking up a 3-0 victory over the Panthers in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. In the Stanley Cup race, the Canes earned their first win in the Eastern Conference Final since winning that Stanley Cup in 2006. Carolina trails 3-1. They look to stave off elimination when it hosts Florida for Game 5 tomorrow. The Western Conference Finals continue tonight. The Oilers lead the series 2-1, entering Game 4 against the Stars. 2-time defending IndyCar champ Alex Palou won his first career Indianapolis 500, becoming the first Spaniard to drink the celebratory milk. Palou passed runner-up Marcus Ericsson on the 187th lap and never trailed again in the race. Palou has won 4 of the first 5 races of the season, becoming the first driver to do so since 1964. Ross Chastain is celebrating a victory at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The driver of the number 1 car held off William Byron to take home the checkered flag in the Coca-Cola 600. The NASCAR Cup Series flips the calendar to June when the field rolls into Nashville Superspeedway for the Cracker Barrel 400 next Sunday. And Ben Griffin celebrating his 2nd career Tour victory after winning the Charles Schwab Challenge. He finished atop the leaderboard at 12 under par in his 94th start. Scotty Scheffler and Tommy Fleetwood finished tied for 4th at 8 under. Your WIBX news time is 7:11, 49 degrees under partly cloudy skies. WIBX 958.
Ugh, honey, what is this?
Well, you said you wanted a cocktail, but all of our bottles were pretty low. So I just mixed them all together with ice in the shaker, and voila. I call it the Desperado. What do you think?
Well, you nailed the name. It tastes like desperation in a glass.
No good?
Oh, honey, we need Breamers. Fast.
I really don't want to run out right now.
You don't have to. Anyone can get Breamers delivered right away with DoorDash or Instacart.
Even just one bottle?
Yep, but we live close enough and we want to stock up, so we can order direct at BremersWineandLiquor.com. Ooh, we can get free delivery with our first order on their mobile app.
So many delivery options. Talk about convenience, huh?
Bremer's Wine and Liquor, Commercial Drive, New Hartford. Delivering the biggest selection, the lowest prices, and the ultimate in convenience.
Okay, try this.
Now that's more like it. What do you call this one?
The Bremer's Breeze, because delivery from Bremer's makes it
a breeze.
Yeah.
Nailed the name again.
It's hard to know what to do when you lose a loved one. You need someone you can trust to help you navigate all the options. Mohawk Valley Monuments has been providing comfort and delivering quality memorials in our community for over 95 years. Mohawk Valley Monuments has experience with all the local cemeteries, from simple grave markings to intricate family mausoleums. For personalized service, call us today at 315-724-7629 or visit us at mohawkvalleymonuments.com.
Ready for adventure? At Den Kelly GMC, well-qualified buyers get 0.9% APR on the 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 with the TurboMax engine. Or choose $6,500 purchase allowance plus a $1,350 engine credit. That's $7,850 in total savings. Whether it's mountains, trails, or open road, your next journey starts here. Den Kelly GMC at the 90 Auto Group on State Route 12B or denkellycars.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Length of contract limited for current GMC leases. Must take new retail delivery by 6/2/25. See dealer for details.
This is Shannon Bream. Join me for Fox News Sunday as we sit down with a diverse and dynamic group of guests featuring interviews with political, business, and public affairs newsmakers from the U.S. and abroad. All part of the Sunday political block from Fox News Radio. Fox News Sunday, every Sunday, right here on this station.
Fox News Sunday, airing 11 a.m. every Sunday, only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning and happy Tuesday. It actually is going to be kind of a happy Tuesday because it's going to warm up a little bit and some sunshine today, and it's going to be a positive, I believe. It's a day off for my wife. I got to tell you how big this is to talk her into coming in today on the day where you normally could just sleep in.
Yes.
Because and now you're nearing the end of the school year.
Yep.
Wonderful little students.
Yes.
That you deal with.
Yeah.
And on this day off to be able to bring you in here this is a major favor, which I will be paying dearly for.
It's a pretty big favor.
Yeah. I will be paying dearly for it. A couple of comments here this morning. No sound on YouTube, Deeds. I think we have it fixed now. Jawick. I hope I say these right. I don't know these. J.A. Wick. Is that right, Davey? Jawick. He's a rapper from Herkimer. I don't know. Love you guys together. Perfect together. Just ask her. She may not agree. And then UC Fan, thanks for the heads up concerning Leonid and Friends at the Egg. It was a great show and a nice venue. So they were there.
Oh,
these people were there.
That's
cool. In our row, we ran into some people from here.
Yep.
And it really was. I don't know how UC Fan 2917. I don't know how this is on YouTube. I don't know how you felt. But we did not love the first set.
Yeah, the first set.
Just the second set blew us away.
It was like a different band almost.
Yeah. Juan, well, you're just going to have to get over it, man. Let's see here. What else? And I have a few others that are off the app. Let's see if I can get that in. And let's see, on Memorial Day, Davey opened with a moment of silence. It was very heartfelt. Thank you, Davey. Did you do that on Memorial Day?
Last year I did it.
Last year. Okay. Very nice. That's Kevin in Utica. The gentleman is right. Wolfspeed preparing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That is true. But they have not, what we were told is they were filing for bankruptcy. That has not been confirmed as of yet. All right. Anything else you have? Okay. Allison is in studio here this morning through the morning. And let me bring in the one and only Dr. Kent Hall. Good morning, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. I got to say, one of the things that during COVID, my wife would always say is, man, you are so lucky to have this Dr. Hall.
Yes.
Right.
We are lucky to have Dr. Hall.
Yep. We're lucky. And we're lucky and still are. And I ran into, and I don't know, I wonder when you're traveling, so here's an example. So we are one of the, I know all the stuff that's going on at Harvard, and I love hearing people like, it's about time. What do they need all these millions of dollars in grant money for? This is ridiculous. Oh, well, maybe they just come up with a new cure for a type of cancer, moron. Doc, do you want to talk about that? And it interrupts. This is just stupid. And we're doing all of these things in the name of anti-Semitism and in the name of discrimination against students and in the name of blah, blah, blah. It's all a ruse. I'm telling you, it's awful. And a lot of these studies were underway. We're in the middle of the study and they've had all their funding cut. You want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, so I won't speak to whether it's a ruse or not because I just don't know. But what I will say is that, and what people may not realize is that, all of the, or not all, but a significant percentage, is significantly greater than 50% of the funding that comes for medical research, whether it's for cancer or for long-term, for neurologic diseases or whatever, really comes from the federal government through grants, whether it's through NIH or whether it's through other entities within the Health and Human Services, and are sent to the universities because the universities is where the brains are to do the research.
Right.
And so this money supports the researchers, and it also, a certain percentage of it also supports the institution, the infrastructure of the institution with all the machines and things like that they need to either build or to procure so that they can actually do the research. And with this being cut, it is much more of a hit against medical research writ large than it is against any one institution. I mean, yes, it could be devastating depending upon the institution, but in terms of this blanket, we're just going to pull back all of this funding money. That has the potential to set back medical research in the United States significantly. And one of the arguments that I've heard throughout my career for how expensive medicine is and how expensive healthcare is in the United States is that is because of we fund all of this research and all of this groundbreaking, again, whether it's cancer, neurologic diseases, chronic diseases like multiple sclerosis and things like that. We fund that through the healthcare system, and that is true to a very small extent. But actually, the majority of that money comes from the federal government, and this could be again, if it actually comes to pass, and
right.
What we've seen with our president is that they do things and then he doesn't. So,
well, take for instance the leukemia that I have. Without the research, in 2001. They would not have discovered this targeted oral chemotherapy where you take pills and it stops the overproduction of white blood cells, which turn cancerous. That unbelievable. And at the time, the life expectancy was about 3 to 5 years. And today, life expectancy for someone with CML, chronic myeloid leukemia, life expectancy with the meds is it's almost, if not to the point where as if you don't have cancer at all. I mean, that's
right.
Mind-blowing. And the other part of this is and Doc, you might know more about this, but we always talk about, well, we're doing all this stuff and spending all this money, and the world gets to take advantage of it, and not really. Yeah, it is true the world does get to take advantage of this, but this may have been invented or created or discovered by someone who's a foreigner or a foreigner studying in the United States. But beyond that, many of the countries, especially third world countries, have no access to this medicine, and those people who get CML die. We are very lucky in this country to be able to have access to this medicine, albeit extremely expensive, but programs out there to help people get the medicine without it coming out of your pocket. I'll let you continue that, but I'm a huge proponent here, and it certainly allowed me to live. That's pretty wild when you think about it.
Yeah, I would call that very important.
Yes.
Yeah. So but to your point, if you go back and look over the last 10 years, 15 years, and look at the Nobel Prize winners in medicine and physics and basically across the board, but we're talking about medicine, and look at how many were from the United States, but actually were foreign born. One of the things that we have been very lucky about is that, and maybe it's not luck, maybe it was actually planning, and so good for them, is that, we have been able to attract, the significant scientists from foreign countries to come and work in the United States at institutions, whether it's Harvard or Stanford or Columbia or, wherever, Johns Hopkins. And one of the big reasons for that is because of the resources that we have, again, that has been funded significantly by the federal government. And with that being pulled back, one of the ripple effects is, well, they're going to say, well, then maybe we should go to, England or France or wherever. And that's going to hurt us not only from a funding standpoint, but also from just a big thinking standpoint.
Yeah.
So these are all very need to be thought. The ripple effects, as I call them, really need to be thought of down the road. What could this mean to us, and is this really a path that we want to take?
What is very interesting is there's probably a lot of waste, and there are plenty of those stories that are outlier stories that we hear about where we just studied the sexuality of a whale or something. I don't know. Some of these things you look at and you're like, why would we spend $100,000 on that? So I'm sure you can find waste, but this total burn everything and start over concept, or burn everything unless you conform, I find to be very disruptive and could be ultimately very, very damaging. We'll see. We will see. I guess I'm lucky because they've invented this medicine, and I get to take advantage of it for now, anyway. Because remember, I'm on a study. And I'd hate that study to go away. That would be a terrible thing, right? And then just quickly before we let you go, Doc, the stuff that is going around, we are moving into travel season where people take their vacations in the summer, and also where people take their, although they say the numbers of foreigners coming to this country right now are down, it's still there. I mean, we saw it going to my daughter's graduation. Just think of these people that came from all over the world to this graduation, which is why I think I got sick. Probably somebody from a third world country coming in and giving me whatever they had. Nonetheless, this is that time of year, and you just have to try to be careful, I guess.
Yeah. So again, as we've talked about, when people travel, they come into proximity with people that are not in their usual bubble, and they have different microbes, whether they're viruses or bacteria that you don't usually see, and you have ones that they don't usually see. And so there's an increased chance of getting something that's actually going to take hold. It usually tends to be viruses, and it usually tends to be, either respiratory or GI. GI to me is much worse than respiratory, but that's my bias. So I just caution people that they need to do what we've always talked about, which is you need to be smart, you need to be safe. You need to make sure that you're doing good hygiene, washing your hands, et cetera, and that you're also, if you've got, if you feel like you got a runny nose or you're coming with a little bit of GI upset, you need to make sure that you're not, getting around other people because you don't want to spread it.
GI, gastrointestinal. Man, when it gets hold of you, holy crap. I mean, literally.
Literally,
Thank you for that. I'm still, without getting into anything, I am still suffering the consequences, and I'm like a week and 4 days right now. So sometimes, some of these can be gone in 3 days, but others can linger for a long time.
Yeah, it takes a while or it can take a while, and oftentimes it does take a while for the bacteria within your gut to basically get back to their steady state. Because one of the things that happens is that the bacteria, are significantly changed. The percentage of the bacteria in your gut are significantly changed because of the upset, because of the diarrhea and things like that. And it can take upwards of 10 days to 2 weeks before you reach back to your steady state.
Yeah.
So, and in the meantime, you suffer the consequences. So,
in the meantime, I had to go to the pharmacy and search for a certain product that I couldn't find. And I was there for 25 minutes trying to find this product. And the last thing I wanted to do was walk up to the counter with a whole bunch of people there and say, I can't find this product. So I'm literally looking online to see where they hide it. I could not find it anywhere until I finally had to go up to the counter and ask for that product that starts with a P and ends with an H. And dear Lord, it was embarrassing. I'm just saying.
Well, I guess what I would say is that, some people at that counter probably were doing the same thing. So,
you're probably right.
Say that you were amongst your friends also.
You're probably right. Yes. The things that bond us. A little more bonding would be nice, but the things that bond us. Doc, thank you as always. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and please be safe.
Yeah, you do the same. What this morning, our Halbika free money question of the day is worth how much money, Davey?
$200.
Wow. You're starting out big right now. $200 on the line. We're going to get to that coming up in a few minutes. Bill Morehouse this morning on this issue of Harvard and all the he said, you're right. Let's see how things play out before we start crying wolf. Listen, I got to tell you, it's crazy. Like every time you're not going to believe it. They did 130% tariff on the EU. And then the next day, I've decided to pause the tariffs for 3 months. I mean, it's hard to keep up this news cycle, right?
You can't keep
up
with
it. And then Bill says, Bill Morehouse, because you know that Bill and I have sometimes on my off time, like when I'm not on the radio, we end up going back and forth.
Yes.
Yes, that annoys you, doesn't it?
Well, at times, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have you do something for me or having a conversation with you. You're being distracted.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm dealing with Morehouse.
Yes.
He says, this is what he's saying about this morning. Your voice and your attitude seems like it's a lot nicer today, Bill. A lot gentler. I attribute it to your guest host. So I would say, coming from Bill Morehouse, that's a major compliment.
That is a compliment.
That's a biggie. Coming up, we'll do Habaika's free money question of the day. I have news to do as well. A couple more comments. Yeah, you're probably right. Mike says, I was at the Cooperstown Doubleday Field in 1964 when the Yankees played in the Hall of Fame game.
Ooh.
That had to be, with all those legends on that team in 1964, that had to be that had to be pretty wild. And then one more, Allison copying. Yes, she has a. Allison has a good laugh. Perhaps it's a coping mechanism to be married to you. Okay.
Yes,
I see where
have
you're going
to laugh
with that.
a lot, because if I don't laugh, I'll cry.
GPO Federal Credit Union. It's time to shift into summertime. GPO Federal Credit Union is rolling out all of their extras as we go into the summer. If you're looking for an auto loan, they have you covered. Rates as low as 4.99% APR for up to 5 years on 2021 to 25 models, so you could refinance. They have you covered there as well with rates on 2017 to 2020 models as low as 5.49% APR. Apply today at GPO Federal Credit Union. That's GPOFCU.com. But I'd suggest you stop into the branch and talk with them. The deal could end at any time. There are other options and opportunities. Check it out. Rates based upon credit history and certain restrictions to apply. Existing GPO loans cannot be refinanced, cannot be combined with any other discounts or incentive offers. You can check it all out at GPOFCU.com. The GPO Federal Credit Union, a great option if you're looking to refinance or to finance something or to lower your debt. Coming up, we'll have news. And we'll do Hobica's free money question worth $200 coming right up at WIBX.
Mattress Express is proud to announce we have added Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado, the big online brand, to our lineup in all of our stores. Go to mattressexpressny.com or call 1-800-NEW-BED.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This station is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. Rome police are asking the public for information on a robbery of the Relax Inn. Authorities say they were called to the inn on Sunday and spoke with a victim who told them an unknown person smashed the front door to gain access and stole an undisclosed amount of money from the cash register. Anyone with information about this incident is urged to call Rome police at 315-339-7780. 2 people were hospitalized following a collision involving a tour bus and a car in Lawrence. The Otsego County Office of Emergency Services said the accident happened around 3:30 Saturday afternoon at the Brewster Hill Road and Route 23 intersection. Officials say 52 people were on board the bus and declined medical attention. The incident is being investigated by New York State Police. No word on the condition of those hospitalized. As the summer travel season gets ready to kick into gear, Central New York motorists are seeing consistent prices at the pump. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now in the Utica-Rome area is $3.22, which is a penny down from last week. Cheaper prices can be found in Herkimer and Madison County, whose gas is averaging around $3.10 a gallon. Still, the cheapest prices can be found in Syracuse, which is averaging $3.05 a gallon for regular fuel. Currently, the state average is $3.13, and nationally, it's $3.18. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles is urging people to be aware of scams. The agency says scammers are focused on getting access to personal information while pretending to be a member of the DMV. Phishing texts have been sent out with the intent of helping criminals commit identity theft or install malicious software on a person's phone or computer. Anyone who gets a suspicious message should delete it immediately. And a new study found that stress from work could be affecting your dog at home. The research shows that dog owners who stress about work-related issues off the clock have pets who also show signs of stress. For the study, researchers surveyed 85 dog owners to measure job stress and how often they think of work in their free time. Those owners who asked how stressed they thought their dogs were while tracking behaviors tied to canine stress like whining, pacing, and restlessness. The study concluded that owners with high-stress jobs had dogs who showed more stress-related behavior. Your Weather Center forecast is next. It's brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
Dry weather continuing, and yes, sunshine back in the forecast. Actually, a beautiful day. Unfortunately, most of us back to work and school. Clear start, mostly sunny later. 75. Tonight, 55 will cloud over. Here come the showers tomorrow and tomorrow night. 70 degrees tomorrow. More showers early Thursday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, right now we're looking at 52 degrees with some sunshine at 7:38. Davey, you're looking for caller number what here this morning?
Caller number 6.
Sixth caller right now. Your chance to win from Hopica and WIBX.
You better be having the right temperature. Richard's going to be saying, Bill,
Richard.
you got the wrong temperature.
He did kind of predict the rain on through the
He's
weekend.
always right when it comes to the weather. You know?
Yeah, you are kissing up to him. You just don't want to get on his bad side. I get that. I do. All right, let's do caller what? Caller number what? Six caller right now. 315-736-0186. It's worth $200, and we're doing it right now from Hopica and WIBX.
People with diabetes or prediabetes measure blood sugar to make informed decisions about diet and medications. Continuous glucose monitoring devices, or CGMs, measure blood sugar through a wearable skin sensor that transmits data to an app, insulin pump, or receiver. Continuous monitoring? No finger stick required. Kinney Pharmacies accept most insurance for CGMs, and big news, now Medicare Part B too. If you have a prescription for a CGM, talk to your Kinney pharmacist or visit KinneyDrugs.com.
If you're experiencing discomfort in your knees, hips, or back, it may stem from foot issues. The Good Feet Store is here to help with their team of arch support specialists. Their comprehensive solution includes strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers, a 3-step system of arch supports that work together to improve and maintain proper foot alignment by exercising and strengthening muscles, tendons, and ligaments of the feet. Get back to being pain-free with the Good Feet Store at their new Hartford location on Commercial Drive. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Good morning, and it's Tuesday morning. My guest host this morning is my wife, Allison.
Good morning.
It takes us way back to the days when she was, we'll talk a little bit about when she was producer and how that came to an end. It only lasted, about a year and a half, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't long.
And then she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. But we did end up getting married. So, and here we are after over 25 years. I don't know where we are right now.
26.
26 years.
I don't even know.
Whatever it is. Okay, here we go. If I hit this, it'll stop it, Davey? Yep, good. All right, let me go to Larry in Sequoia, ready to play the contest. Good for $200. Larry, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Keeler.
Good morning.
Morning.
See how that works? He even addressed you.
That was nice.
Yeah,
Very
nice.
polite.
Okay, Larry. This is from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. For all of your legal needs, you can call them at any time at 315-724-1600, just like me and Davey do when we're in need, right? Okay, you know the deal. You have 7 seconds to answer the question. Are you ready, Larry?
I'm ready.
$200 on the line. Good luck. Here is your question. This candy bar was created and introduced by a pasta company during the Great Depression. What is the name of that candy bar? Ready, go.
No idea.
Throw out.
Payday.
What did you say?
Payday.
You went with Payday? That was a great guess.
Yeah, that was a good guess.
And it is Payday.
It is?
It is Payday.
Get out!
It's Payday!
Oh, yay!
How did you, be honest with me, how did you come up with that, Larry? I really am curious.
You said during the Depression, right?
During the Depression, you're going to come up with a money. It's got to be a money. Like
Money.
it was either going to be the
$100,000
$100,000 bar, or maybe the Payday, and it's
Oh, my
exactly
gosh.
what it was. It was the F.A. Martocchio Macaroni Company. They formed a Hollywood Confectionery, and they created the Payday bar. Yeah.
That's wild.
The original name of the candy bar was Zero. And that
Just
was
zero.
that was just too real at that time, right? Because nobody had any money.
Yeah.
It was like zero. You felt like a zero. Well, that is a great way to come to the final week of May with a $200 win. Nice job.
Well, it's good. It's my birthday today, too.
It is. That's
happy
awesome.
birthday.
No, I'm really glad you won. So, all right. Well, it's got to feel good to be 45. So I hope you're enjoying that, Larry. All right.
That's right.
Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The way he said Payday, at first I'm thinking, all right, there's no way you could Google that question. I mean, that's just not. It wasn't Googleable.
Okay.
And the way he was like, I don't know, Payday.
Yeah.
Boom. That was really good. In studio is the Oneida County Clerk, Mary Finnegan. Good morning. Oh, you guys are both. Come even a little closer this way, if you don't mind. She won't bite.
I won't bite. Okay. Oh, you. I'm sorry. Okay. How about that?
That's perfect.
Better?
That's
okay.
perfect. And
All
the
right.
mic nice and tight.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good
Mary
morning.
Finnegan, good morning.
Good morning.
So let's see. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about. I do want to start with this whole Real ID thing that got everybody panicking, right?
Yes.
And it was the funny part is you had people who they'd be like, I got to get there today. Today's the deadline. I got to get it done. And you'd say to them, when are you flying? In November. Okay, then you wouldn't need to get that right now.
Exactly.
And that caused this terrible influx, right?
Yes, we were inundated.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor?
Oh.
There's a black windscreen on there. Pull that thing right off. Al, you see it. Pull that right off. Don't hit her in the face.
No, that's not. What the heck?
Yank that right off. Now you can get
Clown nose.
really tight on the mic
yes.
so we can hear you.
So
much better.
For at least a couple months, we were just inundated, having to turn people away at 3:00 in the afternoon, tell them to come back the next day because, of course, we don't want people waiting, and we just knew we wouldn't be able to fill the queue. The queue was just insane.
We kind of when we did ours, both of our licenses came due. I don't know 5 years ago.
I think
and
so.
We're like, well, let's just get the enhanced. At some point, we're going to need it.
Well, we would go to Canada once a year or something.
Canada, Mexico was
so it was
very,
easy.
very easy.
Yes.
And that serves as a real ID to be able to fly.
Exactly. There's what we say. There's four types of ID. You've got your regular license, your real ID, your enhanced ID, and of course your passport.
That's the other part of this. If you're traveling and you have a passport, you don't have to be running and get the real ID.
No, you've got the Grand Poopa. Yes,
That's
that's the highest level.
So you got through all of that.
Yes, but also I'd just like to mention that I think there's some confusion out there that people were thinking that if you didn't get it by May 7th, you couldn't get it.
That
is not true.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time to come in. Don't panic. If you go to our website, you'll see what identification you'll need when you come down. It's quite extensive, so please look at it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call. Because we want to make sure
there
we have
is
everything.
no deadline.
There is no deadline.
Now, the only thing you'd run into is if you're flying on June 10th and you come in this week, it's going to be a little tight.
It'll be very tight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want to give yourself, what would you say, a month or two?
Absolutely. About a month. A month should be good.
Yeah. But as for this feeling that if I don't get it now, I'm not going to be able to get it, that's not true.
Not true.
Yeah. However, pennies, that's coming up. So save your pennies because they're going to be gone soon.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that's true.
Good to know.
You know how much those are worth. Okay. And then the other part is we had a veterans issue that came up the other day. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So I was listening to your show, as I do most mornings.
Thank you.
And you had Commander Will Ginter on from the VFW in
Good
Rome.
man. Yes.
Yes. Very, very nice man. So I was listening, and I noticed that he was, he was having an event that coming Saturday, and he was having veterans in, which was great, and he was going to assist them in trying to obtain their DD-214.
And a DD-214 is?
So it's a paper that's filed when someone leaves the military, when they're, done with their military service, they file a DD-214, and it allows them to access their benefits. If they're buying a home, they need a veterans loan. You're getting a break. You need to bring it to your assessor for tax reasons. If you've passed away, a family member will need that for military send-off.
Yeah.
So there's several things that DD-214 is used for. And I don't think that Mr. Ginter realized that the county clerk holds the DD-214s.
Okay.
So I spoke to him. We had a wonderful conversation. We actually had his.
That's wild.
So it was really great. He also informed me. We also have a veterans service in Rome at the VA clinic.
Can I? So he had a copy of his, but you hold the original.
Exactly.
I see. So if it needs to be cross-referenced,
yes,
they go through the county.
He actually didn't even have his. He was searching for his. So we actually we had it. We were able to assist him.
That's awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
The amazing things that go out of this radio program. I keep trying to tell her this, and she won't listen. Okay, so if somebody needs theirs,
yes,
what do they do?
They can call my office. They can stop in. We're located on the 5th floor of the county building. They can also go to the VA clinic. Joe Perone is in charge of veteran services for Oneida County. We also have a worker on the 2nd floor of the county building. If anyone, it's more convenient, come to the county. Also, what's great is Central Bus Service is now offering 10 years of free rides for every veteran.
Wow.
And you just need to fill out the paperwork at either the VA clinic or the 2nd floor of the county building. And I think that's something great that Central's offering.
I do think we forget the fact that there are a lot of veterans who are very low income.
Absolutely.
In some cases, struggle when it comes to housing.
Absolutely.
So to be able to offer these services to them is a big deal.
Yes.
What else? I know that when your campaign was going on and the previous campaign, there was all of this talk about digitizing documents and about the security of digital documents and all of that. Can you give us a little update as to where we are in the county?
Sure. First of all, we'll start with the DMV. We were this is kind of a side note, but we, as I'm sure people know, we were able to purchase kiosks, 2 in Utica and 1 in Rome, which has been a great asset. I think that wait times have been knocked down to practically nothing, except for during Real ID, which I think, people can understand that got a little crazy, but it's been a great assistance to us. We've also started to digitize all the records at the DMV. As we have a yearly audit through New York State, so all the records are now being scanned and digitized, where before, they were looking back through boxes and boxes of information. Now it's at our fingertips. I do have a records management program that I run. We have been scanning documents like crazy, divorces, civil action documents. So now when you call, which used to take 3 or 4 weeks to get a document, again, at our fingertips. So we're very proud of that.
That's
and
big.
We feel like we've made great strides.
Yeah. Rome office. You still need to make an appointment at the Rome office.
We are open. You can go. 'Cause,
Okay.
there are some people who don't have access to a computer. You are more than welcome to go as a walk-in. They're just closed from 12 to 1. We have a centralized lunch there. But by all means, you are more than welcome to walk in. They're happy to serve you.
And there is a value to coming into one of the Oneida County DMVs as opposed to going online
Sure.
in terms of the money.
Well, now that actually our revenue stays the same now.
It does?
Yes. Our online revenue and our in-person revenue is the same as of, I believe, January 2024. So
Because that kind of it never made any sense. So
No.
here the counties were telling people don't use online. It was prohibitive. It was sending the wrong message.
Yes.
And now that's been corrected.
Yes, it
That's
has.
Really
so you're
big.
welcome to do it either
Okay.
way.
What about the big thing, and that's the security of the documents?
Yeah.
So that was during the campaign. It's like,
Yep.
we love a good doom and gloom, worst case scenario. Maybe it happened once or
Yeah.
never before.
Right.
Yeah.
A big thing downstate is, people's deeds are being, confiscated. They're, people are going in, they're changing names on the
Wow.
deeds, and it's really a huge problem. We have not seen that in Oneida County. And, you may get a letter in the mail, saying that your deed has changed in some way. Most people are absolutely aware of that.
Yeah,
We just like to send it out to make sure, that you're aware. But if you get a letter like that in the mail, don't panic. Most of the time, everything is fine. Just give a call, and, we're more than happy to help all the time.
Okay. Allison, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
You do know that the letter from our property, because we added to our property,
Sure.
which I was wondering how they were going to pull all of that off. And, we used Hobica on it. And so we bought because you have to buy, I can talk about this now. So when we moved into the place that we're currently at, there was an empty lot in between us and our neighbors. And the guy who sold us the house was like, yeah, someday you ought to buy it, but the lot's too small. No one's ever going to build there. The thing is too small. So what would happen over the years is he would mow a little further and a little further and a little further to the point where that lot looked really small. But when I did some digging, I found out our property line really ended way back. Like right about halfway through my diving board. I don't want to get into it. So
that's an issue.
Yep, that's a problem. That is a problem.
Yep.
So we ended up working with our neighbors and buying. We bought half, they bought half, and they were able to split all of that up, and it became part of the property.
Yes.
And that came from your office.
Yeah, definitely.
I do want because I have maybe another neighbor that might be concerned. I think we've had this conversation, but I'd like to hear from you. Might be concerned that when I was maybe mowing their property, that if I mowed it for maybe 3 years, I would own that property. Oh yeah.
What?
And that I was doing it.
Yeah, that's
so
what
that
they were told.
Untrue.
I was doing it so that I could confiscate the property.
I see. No,
when in reality, I was doing it to be nice.
Yeah,
And it turned ugly.
Nice guys finished last, Bill. You didn't hear?
Well, nice guys finish on the other side of the posted sign.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You'd be embarrassed every day you walk into your yard. You see a posted
you see,
sign.
like 9 posted signs going up all along.
Yeah, that's untrue. That is not
so
true.
that is so I could especially let's think about this logically. Is as long as you're paying your taxes on your property, you own that property.
Correct.
If you got your neighbor who's mowing for you, that isn't going to do. I would bet back in the day
Yeah,
when
maybe the 1800s
like
or something.
with paw and half pint.
Right. Yeah.
Back then, in
Right.
those days.
Depending on how much of a bully your neighbor was.
That's right. Mrs. Olson was mean during Little House. She was probably
did
trying
have
to
an
take
edge to her.
everybody's property, but maybe back then, but today that just isn't.
No, that's not
No,
true.
no.
No, not at all.
Now we would both agree though that having your diving board on that's not a good thing.
That's not great. No.
So we solved that problem and we
Yes.
now own
Yes.
it and
Perfect.
it's awesome.
That's
So-
great.
and-
I did want to mention one more thing
Okay.
in case people are getting this. I have been contacted several times now that people are getting text messages which appear to be an official text message from the DMV claiming that they have outstanding tickets and their license is going to be suspended. This most recent one was going to be suspended by May 24th, and all these things you needed to do, or you were basically going to jail. That is not true. That's a scam. If you get a text message from something claiming to be the DMV, it is not true. Always a scam. So please, if you, again, any questions, don't hesitate to call and ask about that.
And if anybody ever has any questions, they can always call your office about anything.
Anything.
And
all the time, yes.
We appreciate you coming on.
So. Oh, thank you so much for having me.
It's communication is good.
Yes.
I like it. Good stuff. Mary Finnegan, Oneida County Clerk. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Quick break. News coming up top of the hour at WIBX.
I went in for a regular prostate screening, and my lab results showed my PSA level were elevated.
We repeated the lab test, and the second test came back elevated too. We did a biopsy, and the biopsy showed cancer in certain areas of Philip's prostate.
Dr. Ba performed a prostatectomy at Wayne Hospital using robotic surgery to remove the cancer.
We were able to cure him with smaller incisions, and he had a quick recovery.
Since the surgery, all my PSA level has been normal. I am proof that early detection can prevent something far worse.
I had been lifting something heavy, felt a tinge in my back. I also had some shortness of breath, but thought it was due to what I figured was some kind of muscle pull. I was wrong.
The episodes of pain that Ray was experiencing were actually small heart attacks. The Wynn Emergency Department was able to provide immediate life-saving care to Ray's heart.
If it wasn't for the amazing team at Wynn, I might not be here at all. I feel indebted to everyone who helped make Wynn Hospital a reality so I can get the immediate care I needed right when I needed it.
Thank you for giving my daddy back home.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Hey, Ricky Z says, come on in. Let's save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazdas. See the dealership for details. As Rick always says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
They got three more. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. And the escaped prisoners were captured far away from the New Orleans jail they and 7 others broke out of a week and a half ago. One was caught in Baton Rouge, Louisiana yesterday. The other 2 in Walker County, Texas.
A manhunt still underway for the final 2 remaining escapees. Derek Groves, convicted of multiple murders and was awaiting sentencing before the prison break. And Antoine Massey, charged with domestic abuse and car theft. Another alleged accomplice also arrested yesterday, accused of assisting Massey after the escape. That brings the total number of alleged accomplices all the way up to 13.
Fox's Todd Pyro. In Philadelphia, there's a search for multiple gunmen who shot into a crowd of people last night. 2 were killed, 9 others injured. In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a boat blew up last night, injuring 11 people, including children.
U.S. Coast Guard officials say there were 13 people on board when the explosion happened, and surveillance video shows the incident, followed by multiple people being tossed into the water. Fort Lauderdale fire rescue officials say Good Samaritans rushed to help the injured, several of whom had significant burns. Investigators are looking into what caused the explosion.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Russia's taking control of 4 more border villages in Ukraine after a weekend bombardment that led President Trump to call Russia's leader crazy.
The Wall Street Journal reports President Trump is eyeing sanctions against Russia this week.
Fox's Madeline Rivera.
On Capitol Hill, pressure is growing for President Trump to take tougher action against Russia, especially after it launched its largest drone and missile attack against Ukraine over the weekend. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley wrote on X, "I've had enough of Putin killing innocent people. President Trump take action, at least sanctions."
Billie Eilish, the big winner at the American Music Awards, which are voted on by fans.
This means the world to me. I am just so lucky to get to do what I do and to do it with you. I love you all so much.
I was on CBS through Dick Clark Productions. Eilish won the award in all 7 categories she was nominated. America's listening to Fox News.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
After House Republicans approved what they call one big beautiful bill to fund President Trump's agenda last week, there is opposition in the Senate, even though Democrats can't block the bill on their own.
Senator Ron Johnson is one of the most vocal GOP voices against the version of the tax and spending bill passed by the House by a single vote. Over the weekend, Johnson said there's enough Republicans to stop the process. The Wisconsin Republican has concerns the resolution could add over $2 trillion to the deficit over 10 years. President Trump is urging Congress to pass the bill as soon as possible. The big, beautiful bill contains trillions in tax and spending cuts, as well as funding for border and national security. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Texas takes a step toward preventing non-citizens from voting in elections there with a resolution signed by Republican Governor Greg Abbott.
The state constitution currently prohibits people under the age of 18 and those judged mentally incompetent or those with felony convictions from voting. The resolution adds those who are not U.S. citizens to that list. However, it still needs to be ratified by the voters.
Fox's Gary Baumgarten. On Wall Street, stocks could surge at the opening bell. Dow futures up more than 500 points. In the NBA playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder now one win away from the NBA Finals after Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 40 points in the Thunder's 128-126 win over Minnesota on ESPN. The league's MVP this season, Gilgeous-Alexander, says they know a Game 5 win gives OKC the Western Conference Championship.
Play to our identity on both ends of the floor. If we do that, we'll be just fine. If not, it can get ugly. So we just got to be who we are, trust our work, trust our habits.
On the ice, Carolina avoids a sweep.
That's still empty, and Jordan Staal makes it 3-0 Hurricane.
That's how it ended on TNT, a 3-0 shutout win over Florida, but the defending Stanley Cup champion Panthers still lead the NHL Eastern Conference final 3-1. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. 54 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your full WIBX Weather Center forecast is coming up next. Kirkland police have launched an investigation into an abandoned, dehydrated, and emaciated pit bull mix. The dog was found at a Pratt Avenue home in Clark Mills on May 16th. The dog did not have access to food or water. Authorities say they have identified a suspect and are working on getting that individual to cooperate with the investigation. The dog was rushed to a vet for emergency care, and techs confirmed the animal was close to death. A GoFundMe has since been set up by Kindred Spirits Greyhound Adoption to cover the dog's care. The Pity Mix, who is now named Rhett, has needed blood transfusions and is under around-the-clock care. You could read the full story on WIBX950.com. An Ansville man was arrested on burglary charges. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to a residence on Meadows Road on May 14th to investigate a burglary after multiple pieces of property went missing from the garage. No suspect information was provided. Then, on the 16th, deputies were called to a Main Street residence in Vienna for a found property complaint. There, deputies obtained a suspect's description and arrested 34-year-old Daniel Joslin on Saturday. He was charged with a felony count of criminal possession of stolen property and released on an appearance ticket. He is due back in court at a later date. Los Angeles tops Orkin's Mosquito Cities list for a fourth year in a row. Orkin etymologist Frank Meek says last year's rains increased the mosquito population, which means increased eggs, so more mosquitoes this year. Mosquitoes spread diseases like Zika and West Nile virus. Meek says risks can be reduced by adopting the so-called BITE protocol. B, Block access to your skin by wearing long sleeves and pants or mosquito repellents. I. Install tight-fitting screens to keep mosquitoes out of your home. T. Trim vegetation to eliminate mosquito hiding places. And E. Eliminate standing water where mosquitoes breed. Chicago is number 2 on the list, followed by New York City, Atlanta, and Detroit. You can read the full story on WIBX950.com. President Trump says lowering the cost of drugs may end up being the most significant thing his administration will do. Speaking at a Make America Healthy Again event last week, Trump said the way he's challenging high drug prices will resonate for generations. The president said the cost of some drugs has already gone down between 80 and 89%. He added the U.S. has been subsidizing the low cost of drugs in other nations, and that's going to stop. Last week, Trump signed an executive order aimed at slashing prescription drug prices. Your WIBX news time is 8:08. Here's your Weather Center forecast brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com.
Dry weather continuing, and yes, sunshine back in the forecast. Actually, a beautiful day. Unfortunately, most of us back to work and school. Clear start, mostly sunny later. 75. Tonight, 55 will cloud over. Here come the showers tomorrow and tomorrow night. 70 degrees tomorrow. More showers early Thursday. For the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, 54 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Let's take a look at sports. Brought to you by IBEW 43 Local Sports Desk. For the first time since 1977, the Cornell University men's lacrosse team are national champions. The top-ranked Big Red head off the number 2-ranked Maryland Terrapins at Gillette Stadium by a final score of 13-10. Cornell's C.J. Kerr scored 6 goals, including a final one into the empty net with under a minute to go. The national title is the 4th in Cornell men's lacrosse history. That does mean Syracuse University fell to Maryland 14-8 at Saturday. Syracuse has come a long way, though, since coach Gary Gait took over in 2021. Taking the team to the quarterfinals in 2023 and 24, he said the team has eyes on making it past the Final Four in 2026. The Mets opened their series against the White Sox with a 2-1 victory from Queens. Francisco Lindor drove in the game-running win in the bottom of the 9th with a sac fly. New York has won 3 straight, and they continue its 3-game set with Chicago tonight. The Yankees taking down the Angels 5-1 in their series opener. Ryan Yarbrough earned the victory after striking out 7 over 6 innings. New York leads the AL East after winning its 3rd straight, and they will continue the 3-game set against LA tonight. The Knicks aren't going down in the Eastern Conference Finals without a fight. Karl Anthony Towns scored 24 points as the Knicks beat the Indiana Pacers by a final score of 106-100. Game 4 is tonight. Meanwhile, the Thunder have taken a commanding lead in the Western Conference Finals. The team edged the Timberwolves 128-126 in Game 4. Their action returns Wednesday. The Hurricanes, they're still alive and kicking after picking up a 3-0 victory over the Panthers in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final from Sunrise. The Canes earned their first win in the Eastern Conference Final since winning the Stanley Cup in 2006. Carolina trails 3-1 and look to stave off elimination once again when it hosts Florida for Game 5 tomorrow night. The Western Conference Final continues tonight. The Oilers leading the series 2-1 in Game 4 against the Stars. 2-time defending IndyCar champ Alex Palou won his first career Indianapolis 500, becoming the first Spaniard to drink the celebratory milk. Palou passed runner-up Marcus Ericsson on the 187th lap and never trailed again in the race. Palou has won 4 of the first 5 races of the season, becoming the first driver to do so since 1964. Ross Chastain is celebrating a victory at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The driver of the number 1 car held off William Byron to take home the checkered flag in the Coca-Cola 600. The NASCAR Cup Series flips the calendar to June when the field rolls to Nashville for the Cracker Barrel 400 next Sunday. And Ben Griffin celebrating his 2nd career tour victory after winning the Charles Schwab Challenge. He finished atop the leaderboard at 12 under par in his 94th start. Matty Schmid finished in 2nd place at 11 under. Bud Cauley was 3rd at 9 under par. Scotty Scheffler and Tommy Fleetwood finished tied for 4th at 8 under. Your WIBX news time is 8:11, 54 degrees under partly cloudy skies. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
This station is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Mattress Express is proud to announce we have added Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado, the big online brand, to our lineup in all of our stores. Go to mattressexpressny.com or call 1-800-NEW-BED.
It's hard to know what to do when you lose a loved one. You need someone you can trust to help you navigate all the options. Mohawk Valley Monuments has been providing comfort and delivering quality memorials in our community for over 95 years. Mohawk Valley Monuments has experience with all the local cemeteries, from simple grave markings to intricate family mausoleums. For personalized service, call us today at 315-724-7629 or visit us at mohawkvalleymonuments.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Stop putting off registering for the 2025 Boilermaker Road Race because it's almost sold out. People are sprinting to Boilermaker.com to grab their racing bibs before they're gone. Reserve your spot at the starting line now and punch your ticket to the world's best post-race party, where there will be live music, drinks, food, and plenty of surprises. This year's Boilermaker will be bigger and better than ever, but the window to sign up is closing. So run, don't walk, to Boilermaker.com and sign up for one of America's most famous races. See you at the starting line July 13th.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
So I see I've got these calls. Fair enough. All right, I'll take them. This Macron story is...
Yeah, it's a little interesting.
So,
but their backstory is like crazy.
That I did not know about. So what is so his wife, so they had apparently some moment where...
So he was in school at like 15, 16 years old.
Well, let's go to the current situation. The
all
current
right.
controversy is people think they spotted them having like a physical fight.
Yeah, like she grabbed his face.
And pushed his face.
Yeah.
And he said, no, it was just
playful
horseplay.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
It is weird. She looks tough.
And then the backstory is...
So he was like 15 or 16 years old when he met her. She was a teacher, like a drama teacher at the school that he was going to. And
all right, that is a bit...
She was married. She was 39 when they met. 39, he was 15 or 16.
So how old is she now?
72.
Wow. And he's got to be in his 50s.
There's like a 25-year-old or 25-year age difference.
Yeah. So he's like 50-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
They started dating when he was 16.
But is it weird with the French?
I guess, but I don't know.
French are a little different.
They are a little different.
They're
lovers.
They love they're open to whatever sexuality.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've heard. Well, if you watch any French foreign films, it's like some weird crap going on. All right, let me go to Jay in Vernon. Hello, Jay. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you in person, Mrs. Keeler. Bill speaks highly of you all the time.
Thank you. I hope so.
Only thing that comes out of my mouth. Jay, you're right. Thank you.
quick little comment there. Yesterday was a nice day, so me and my wife, we're going to do some flowering and gardening and do some yard work. So I go out to my shed to get my gardening tools and stuff there, and lo and behold, what do I see? A raccoon with 3 babies hissing at me in the corner. So there I go.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Oh, boy. So now I go to my pavilion to get my lawnmower out, and there's a robin with a nest above me.
I know.
And then just before night, I go out to let the dog out, and there's a doe deer with a fawn 50 yards from my garden. So everything's got, boy, that raccoon scared the heck out of me.
I'll bet. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I left the door open. I don't know how I got in there. Obviously, they got in there somehow, but I left the door open. I don't hear any hissing or anything.
Well, it's funny. I knew somebody that had, and they ended up taking care of them.
Yes.
And they stayed there for quite some time.
Yeah.
My grandson's a hunter and a trapper. Obviously I don't want to dispatch it, so I got some have-a-heart traps. I'm just going to shut the door and give it till next weekend and then open it up, and hopefully they'll be on their way. But, geez, when I opened that door, I was surprised. I thought I was going into a lion's cage. My God.
Yeah, and with babies, you're going to get some...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the babies were, they weren't newborn, but their eyes were open. I could see them huddled up in the corner over in some bags of mulch I was going to put down. But, so everything has got young, and I guess the gardening, so we just had a few cocktails and sat on the porch and cooked out.
I almost think that is a better way to go. So,
according to my wife had the holiday off because she works there and retired. She had her gardening gloves out, and she had her hair up in a ponytail. She was ready to go. But
well, these things, and let me tell you, the robins, man, are they aggressive?
Oof, they are.
Yeah, this is
finding a place.
This is the second batch. She had babies and they flew out about 2-3 weeks back. Now I look over there and there she was. She took off. I don't mind the birds so much. Those raccoons, that's a horse of a different color.
That is, listen, they are unbelievably smart animals. But let me tell you, you threaten a mother and her babies, and good luck.
Well, I wouldn't have went in there with a whip and a chair. I thought I almost had to be a lion tamer. Well, it's nice. Congratulations on everything, Bill, and
thank you.
My kudos to being an educator, Miss Keeler. God bless you.
Thank you.
Radio hosts are a dime a dozen, but a good educator, boy, they're hard to find.
Radio hosts pretend to know things. Teachers actually do. So I think that's
Thanks for your time, folks. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Thank you. That is like a raccoon will open up. So if you have the garbage bins, they will literally open them up,
fingers or
climb
something.
in. It's really incredible. I believe Davey is on the phone. Let me bring in Lucia. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I've got about 30 seconds because I'm going to Rome Health on this.
3 seconds are up. Happy day. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next time.
Oh, okay. Say hi to Allison. She's here. You aren't able to listen. So Lucy calls in and hears on hold. And what you might not know is that Allison, my wife, is in this morning as the guest host.
Good morning.
Oh, my God, she is?
Yeah.
It's exciting. Hi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hi.
Good morning, Lucia.
Great. I'm excited
to
hear that you're there. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know.
I hope I see you someday.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
but
right.
Bill, don't take me, Bill, when you're too busy.
Okay.
Remember,
All right.
I told
Okay.
you.
All right.
Never.
Thank you, Lucy.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You have a great
Bye.
day. Thank you.
Bye.
Oops. I don't know why I just dumped. I don't know why that just happened, but I ended up dumping Rome. I hit dump. I was talking to Lucy, and it dumped the caller number 2. I don't know how that happened, Davey. So can you call him back? All right, well, I hope they call. Speaking to Rome Health on all of the investment that's going on over there, and Davey's got them right there. Let's see if we can do this. Ba-dum, bum, bum, boom. Here we go. On the line right now, is it Ryan Thompson? Okay.
Yes,
Ryan,
that's me.
Ryan, good morning. Is it CEO at Rome Health? Ryan, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Rome Health.
Yes. I said CEO, COO. And thank you for coming on here this morning. So a lot of attention paid to some real investment and improvements going on at Rome Hospital.
Yeah, very much so. Starting November of 2023, we kicked off our Kaplan Center for Surgical Services and ICU construction. It's a 3-phase construction. It's a little over $45.5 million investment into the facility. With that construction, what we'll have is a brand new main lobby and main entrance, including parking. Lots of new parking spaces for all of our patients and visitors, as well as a brand new 4 operating rooms and 2 procedure rooms and a brand new ICU. So right now we're nearing completion of phase 1, which is going to include us being able to occupy the brand new entry, the ICUs, and the operating rooms and procedure rooms.
And you have, so tomorrow, no, it would be Wednesday. No, Thursday. On Thursday, you have an open house where people can actually tour.
Yep, Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30, we are hosting an open house. We ask folks to show up to the brand new main entrance, and we'll be giving tours of all 3 of those areas.
And explain why this is extremely important for not just Rome, but the entire region.
Yeah, as we take a look at healthcare and we take a look at the healthcare facilities that we have, we want to make sure that our facilities match the level of care that our caregivers provide, caregivers being physicians and nurses and all of the support staff that we have. So as we take a look at that, and as we take a look at our facilities, our operating rooms were built in the 50s. We accommodate new technology in there now, but to be able to continue to accommodate technology, to be able to continue to provide the latest enhancements with surgical treatments, we need to have larger rooms with more power. And we're able to do that with this brand new opening.
The other part of this I think that is important is we're able to do a lot more here today than we've ever been able to before, as opposed to sending people out to Syracuse or Albany.
That's very true. You know, as we take a look at community-based healthcare, we want to make sure that we do so sustainably. So as we look through what we can provide, and we have the physicians to do it, we have the nursing staff to do it, we have the X-ray techs to do it. We need to make sure that the facilities can do it too.
And can you just go over what phases 2 and 3 are going to look like?
Yeah, after the first phase is complete, phase 2 is going to take us through a renovation of our existing operating rooms. What will happen once that renovation is complete is those operating rooms will turn into pre- and post-procedure. What's important about that is it's right next to the operating room, so it makes it so that our staff can provide efficient care. After that'll be about a 9 to 12 month project. After that project is complete, phase 3 will be renovating existing space that we have for staff support. So that'll be a brand new locker room. It'll be a brand new break space, just to make sure that not only are we, focusing on the clinical space, but also the space for staff to have too.
All right, great stuff. And again, Thursday is the open house. Do you need an appointment for this? I know tours are from 5:30 till 7:30 in the evening. Do you need an appointment?
No appointment necessary.
Okay.
Just come right over.
All right. Good stuff. And Ryan, we appreciate you coming on the air. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Rome Memorial's Ryan Thompson, the COO, and some great expansion going on out there. Coming up, Mark Walszac is the state senator in the 49th Congressional. We'll speak to him, give an update on news, also coming up at WIBX.
At Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer, we proudly salute those who serve. Right now, military members, active, reserve, or retired, can receive an additional $750 rebate as our way of saying thank you. Looking for a powerful new Chevy truck? Check out the 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT 4-wheel drive. Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus a whopping $6,750 in total rebates. Or explore our huge selection of car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles with financing as low as 4.99% for up to 72 months. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, together, let's drive to Steepani Chevrolet in Herkimer, where it's always easy to do business. With approved top-tier credit through GM Financial, Silverado offer requires 2011 or newer trade-in and 2011 or newer Chevrolet in household. Must be active, reserve, or retired military. Taxes and fees due at delivery. Offers end May 31st. See dealer for complete details.
I'll do this. You're good with that? You good with that, Davey? You good with it? I think I am. Oh, we're live. Oh, my God. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford is the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program. The coffee is amazing. Allison, it keeps you awake.
Mm-hmm. Sure does.
Seattle's best. You can try the iced coffee and their amazing cold brew coffee. Everything is made fresh every morning, including the donuts and the croissants. And now, introducing their new breakfast sandwich. It's the egg white frittata, made with egg white, spinach, tomato, and feta cheese.
Delicious. Mm-hmm.
And how did you... I think I got yours with the croissant.
Yes. Oh. Oui. It was delicious.
Did you just speak French?
Sorry.
Anyway, you can have it on a bagel, an English muffin, or the amazing croissant. That's Daylight Donuts with a speedy drive-thru. You're in, you're out, you're on your way. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And if you're dealing with pain, Revive Softwave Therapy, Dr. Timothy Del Medico. Neck pain, back pain, knee pain, wrist pain, arthritis, shoulders, the list goes on. This is an FDA-cleared, non-invasive program, and it's drug-free, and it treats chronic pain, inflammation, and all joint issues. Ask about the $99 new patient special, introductory discovery session, including a consultation with one of their doctors, softwave therapy treatment, a treatment recovery plan, and an assessment. And what it does is it creates so it taps fast, very fast. In fact, this technology is the same technology that's used in a different way, maybe even in a more intense way, to break up maybe like a kidney stone or a gallstone.
Oh, okay.
This is the technology. Mm-hmm. But it goes at, let's say you're having a back issue. It'll go right to the very spot, and you'll tell Dr. Del Medico, yeah, you're hitting the spot. And you can tell because you feel a little tenderness. And it starts pounding away there, and it mimics an injury. So all of a sudden, the stem cells of the blood all rush to that area, and it works to regenerate. And it's allowing your body to use what it has to heal. And it works. Endorsed by and used by the Steelers, the Cubs, the Lakers, the Nets, the Giants. Endorsed by Forbes and Mayo Clinic, and the list goes on. Call to schedule an appointment today and ask about the $99 new patient special, 315-725-8427. 315-725-8427. Mike this morning says that Mike says Macron's wife is like a female Bill Belichick.
Yes, I agree.
And that's crazy.
Yes.
So, and it's
crazy.
funny in the series we just finished watching last night called
Four Seasons.
The Four Seasons. There is a scenario there where one of the storylines is the guy who is older.
Yeah.
And
middle-aged.
Leaves his wife and ends up dating this
25-year-old.
25-year-old who could be his daughter.
Half his age.
And one of the comments I think that was made by one of the characters, and it may have been Tina Fey's character, said like, you know, this is embarrassing. Your action here is embarrassing. Normally, the new young girlfriend would come up to your life, would expand into your life. You wouldn't step down into hers. Yeah. And even during this, without giving anything away, you know, he's telling a story about, what was it, that no one understood. Oh, a story about, then the punchline was, you're not going to believe, it was the brother of Kenny Loggins. And all of these 23-year-olds are sitting there looking at him like
who's Kenny Loggins?
Who's Kenny Loggins?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, his older friends, his age, are all telling the same story somewhere else, and they're all laughing because it's funny. But it just doesn't. It's very difficult.
When you have a partner, you like have things that are in common.
Yes.
Right. But when there's such an age difference, it's just
now our age difference is 9 years.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
not a
believe
lot
as every year
at all.
goes by, it goes in the other direction. So now you're actually older than me.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Mentally.
Yes.
I believe. I could be wrong. Today is, and one more. Today is National Sunscreen Day. Do you trust the sunscreens today? Supposedly.
I don't know.
Maybe we don't.
Well, they're saying you should really just reapply. Would be good.
And the
I forget to
sprays,
do
are the
that.
sprays any good?
Probably not.
Because they're the best. You feel better with those on.
I know. They're easier
They're
to
easy.
apply.
Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty is dead. He was 79. His family posted the news on social media on Sunday. They revealed he had Alzheimer's, diagnosed in December, at least when they announced it. The Louisiana native and founder and president of the hunting company Duck Commander started the family business in 1972 with a patented duck call. Here is Phil in a gun and duck commercial for Mossberg back in 2014.
Come home with us. Let's go back to our roots. The Blue Wings are on the move. The grand passage has begun. Brush your blinds. Grab your gun. Let's go kill some ducks, boys. Mossberg, built rugged, proudly American, just like us.
I think that's his call.
Yep, that's
made him
it.
all the money.
Mhm.
Anyway, he is now gone at the age of 79. All right, quick update on news. Then we're speaking with State Senator Mark Walszac coming right up.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. No one was injured in an early morning house fire in Westmoreland. The Westmoreland Fire Department says it was called to a house fire at 6527 Lowell Road around 12:15 Saturday morning, and the call was elevated to a second alarm fire. Firefighters worked to contain the blaze and managed to keep the damage to a small portion of the household. No one was injured. A 5-year-old boy is expected to be okay after being struck by a car in Rochester. The child was walking on Luck Street yesterday when he was hit by the driver, who was unable to stop in time. The boy was rushed to Strong Memorial Hospital for treatment of an upper body injury. Police say neither drugs or alcohol were factors in this accident, and the driver was not ticketed. A band that's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will be in Syracuse tonight. The Dave Matthews Band is set to take the stage at Empower Federal Credit Union Amphitheater at Lakeview at 7:30 p.m. The group has a long list of smash hits, including Crush, Crash Into Me, and What Would You Say? Some tickets are still available and can be purchased through Live Nation. New research predicts that a deadly infection-causing fungi will spread as global temperatures rise. Scientists from Manchester University used computer simulations and forecasts to map the possible spread of Aspergillus, a common fungi group found around the world. The researchers found that a certain species of the fungi group will expand into new regions as climate change continues, spreading into parts of North America, Europe, China, and Russia. The species can cause severe infections in humans and is resistant to many antifungal medications. And for the first time since 1977, the Cornell University men's lacrosse team are national champions. The top-ranked Big Red held off the number 2 ranked Maryland Terrapins at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts yesterday by a final score of 13-10. Cornell's C.J. Kirst scored 6 goals, including the final one in an empty net with under a minute to go. The national title is 4th in Cornell men's lacrosse history. Your Weather Center forecast is next. It's brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
Dry weather continuing, and yes, sunshine back in the forecast. Actually, a beautiful day. Unfortunately, most of us back to work and school. Clear start, mostly sunny later. 75. Tonight, 55 will cloud over. Here come the showers tomorrow and tomorrow night. 70 degrees tomorrow. More showers early Thursday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, currently we have sunshine and 56 degrees at WIBX. He is the state senator for the 49th State Senate District. On the line right now is Senator Mark Walszac. Good morning.
Good morning. Senator Joe Griffo and I are now the new dynamic duo.
Okay. I love it. And, well, I got to tell you, we've spoken to the senator, and very much in dismay over this this latest budget. What are your thoughts? I'm assuming somewhat similar.
I would share the dismay. $255 billion, over $250 billion, over a month late, but still requiring a message of necessity. So we didn't even get the 3 days of aging process required by the Constitution to read the bills and go over them before finally voting on them. And these bills coming 100 days after public hearings on some of them. So not a good transparent process and not a good result.
And really some of these key issues that we're looking at, for instance, the electrification of New York, the fact that if you own like we have right next door to us, a facility called Utica Mack, they sell Mack trucks. These restrictions on them will put them out of business, and they're looking for relief. And while some relief has been given to municipalities, not to local businesses like Utica Mack, and then there's the electric bus issue with school districts, which even those who are for moving to electric vehicles are saying the infrastructure is just not there yet to make this happen.
Sure. No, you're absolutely right. The state is very wrong-headed in their approach to this by forcing it down our throats. If you really wanted to electrify New York State, what you would do is you would decrease the cost of electrons so that it was cheaper to run electric products and then watch the market do the work for you. But they're not doing much by way of energy production at all in this budget. In fact, the governor came out in her original plan and said, we're going to have this nuclear master plan and we're going to go nuclear and we're going to do it fast. And instead, you're seeing things like $1 billion slush fund for NYSERDA that they'll spend on grants for EV charging stations and for geothermal and ductless mini splits and just kind of chewing around the edges of some electrification, doing nothing real to drive down the cost of energy in New York State. So it's going to continue to be a struggle unless the state changes course.
Yeah. The other issue, I've seen it firsthand with my father-in-law, Rick Timms, who says hello, by the way, who was working for school districts saying they've been put in this position where they've got to try to put a budget together and they don't know what the runs look like. And they got to bring people out to vote without really knowing what the budget looks like. And now we hear that it could, you guys could have to go back in the fall all over again. How has this budget worked for education, in your opinion?
Oh, this was and please tell Rick I said hello. He's been a long friend and a great advocate for fair school aid across New York State. This was one of the biggest snafus, I think, on the governor's part and on the way that they led this lack of a budget process over time. We had been consistently told by Albany Democrats that school districts won't get anything less than the governor originally proposed. The runs shook out and actually hurt some school districts. And this was in a time when we, passed 11 budget extenders. This was in a time when school districts were going out to the voters with their own budgets. So for them not to know what number they were going to get from the state caused a lot of confusion. And a lot of them leaned on the governor's original proposal and some of the things that they were hearing in Albany when they went out to their local taxpayers for their school budgets. Now some of them scrambling to adjust, facing cuts. There were winners in school districts and also losers, as there often are. And I think we have a long way to go to fixing the state aid formula so that it's really fair for all school districts across New York State, and ultimately to the students who go.
And then, of course, there's the issue of bail reform and all of this that has been has created such unrest in that area of New York State, whether it be in the prisons or in the jails or the DA's offices. They seem to have negotiated something that they've all said the same thing. It's not enough, but it's something.
Yeah. The governor went out and declared victory on changing the discovery laws, so allowing prosecutors a little bit more time to put a case against, because there were so many criminal cases, felon cases that were dismissed because prosecutors' offices, DA's offices couldn't meet the ridiculous timelines that had recently been passed. There's been some small tweaks to that. But you can't really declare victory if you're the governor on public safety when you're also in that same exact budget. You're also doing merit time to let convicted criminal felons, violent felons out of prison earlier, sooner, back on the streets, just because you created a crisis in our prison system because you didn't want to listen to corrections officers on some simple safety things. And so you've decided, because now you're so short-staffed, to close 3 prisons and not even do so on the legal timeline, but to close them within 90 days. So the law actually requires a year-long process to close a prison. And then declare victory on criminal justice when you're sticking more of those violent felons out on the street. Just doesn't sit well with me and shouldn't with New Yorkers.
Interesting times. These are certainly. Mark Walszac is Senator, 49th District, which, by the way, tough to keep track of these districts in these days with all of the changes over the last few years. But you handle a good part of, actually almost all of Herkimer County.
Almost all of Herkimer County for your listenership. Yep.
For us. And by the way, Walszac is I didn't think it was an overly common name, but there used to be one of the great Section 3 football coaches who I believe may have been a Herkimer graduate and then coached for Dowsville, one of the great high school football coaches, Jerry Walszac. Any relation?
Yeah. No relation. There's also a chiropractor that's very familiar to people in the area that also no relation. But it's nice to meet a couple of other Walszacs in the area.
That's wild. So, all right. Well, Mark, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much for coming on.
Have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you. State Senator Mark Walszac. Quick break, and we're going to wrap it up here. Also, something really good happening for the Whitestown? Which Barneveld, right. Barneveld. They're the ones who had their firehouse collapse. And the Maynard Fire Department is doing something really nice. We'll get into that coming up.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $2,000 of free windows? When I say $2,000 of free windows, I mean $2,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $2,000 to get $2,000 free. You just get $2,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of the restrictions are income-based. And you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
Hi, this is Brian Seville, CEO of the Good News Foundation. We are excited to introduce a new monthly program designed to provide support and help to our active service members and veterans called Veterans for Worship. This program recognizes the challenges service members and veterans face: stress, anxiety, pain, and difficulties of reintegration. Veterans for Worship offers a safe and uplifting program facilitated by a veteran and is exclusively for current service members and veterans seeking encouragement. Veterans for Worship incorporates faith that helps people like you find grounding, resilience, and strength, promoting healing and hope for the future. We are grateful for your service and believe you will find meaningful support and help. The group meets the third Wednesday of the month at the Good News Center. The program is free, confidential, and connects you with like-minded individuals who share similar experiences. Call the Good News Foundation today at 315-735-6210 to participate. Any active service member or veteran is welcome.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
So I do have to say that my wife, who grew up in Western New York, she's been the guest host here this morning.
Yep.
And out in the Niagara Falls, or not really.
Yeah, the Finger Lakes.
Finger Lakes. And your parents grew up in Niagara Falls.
Yes.
And then she moved here to Clinton and finished high school in Clinton with MV, and then went on to get a degree in broadcasting, which you realize was a major mistake, and then went into teaching. So, which meant you had to go get another degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I have to say that after really spending time here, it wasn't until we started dating that you had even been anywhere past Utica. You'd never been to Herkimer County.
Never.
And couldn't even think of why you would go to Herkimer County. But then realized the beauty of Herkimer County.
Yes.
It was the home of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Changed everything, didn't it?
Yep, it did. It sure did.
It is where history and commerce and beauty collide. It's happening in Herkimer County. There's a great website. You can go to herkimercountyny.gov, and you can learn all about the events that are going on in Herkimer County. And it's a news and events list. You can submit items. Maybe you're having an event and you want it featured. They'll feature it for you. Just go to that website and you can submit or see what is going on. Like this week, the Central Adirondack Art Exhibition's going on into July. There's the Herkimer County Tai Chi, I believe. Classes for arthritis. That'll help you if you're having issues. These things going on. All of this stuff that's happening in Herkimer County is available right there on the website. And, still coming up, you're going to be dealing with the Violet Fest in Dolgeville. Herkimer Diamond Days will be happening this summer. The Harbor Fest, the Cheese Festival, the Garlic Festival, Herkimer County Fair. So much happening. Before you know it, Enchanted Forest is going to be opening up for the season. It's all happening in Herkimer County. Go to herkimercountyny.gov and then /events for details. And I also want to tell you about the fact that you really need to act early. There's a program out there right now that is helping people when it comes to lead. Leadfreemv.org. Get your child tested for lead. This can lead to long-lasting problems and difficulties, especially if kids have been exposed to lead between the ages of 1 and 2. Lead poisoning can harm a child's brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior, and there is help out there. Go to leadfreemv.org. Up to $30,000 in HUD lead hazard reduction funding is out there to help. Lead exposure is a serious risk. And if you're a homeowner, a renter, or a landlord, funding is available to help out there today. At no cost for those who qualify. Find out more at lead-safe Utica program. That's leadfreemv.org is the website. All right, in studio, let's see. We have Chief, and I'm going to let you guys identify yourselves. Pull the mics. Oh, there's 3 of you in here. You all going to talk? So you guys just share mics here, and who wants to start?
Good morning. I'm Chief Kevin Kalk with the Barnwood Fire Department.
Chief, good morning, and you are?
Chief Jared Perot of Maynard Fire Department.
Okay, and
Steve Krusky, owner of Riverside Pools.
Recognize you over there. Are you wearing shorts?
Yes, I am.
You're always in those TV commercials. I envy you. You know what it is? Because I grew up in a house where my father always ran a wood stove, and it was so hot. It'd be 20 degrees below zero, and we're running around in shorts. And you
Absolutely.
and you have some great options for heating over there as well.
Yeah, you're always warm in there.
They're always warm. All right, let's explain, Chiefs, what's going on here. Who wants to start? It's going to be you.
We've teamed up with Riverside Pools. I want to give credit where credit's due,
Yes.
Bill. So Steve Krusky probably should talk about what he wants to do
All right,
first, because
Steve.
he's the one that brainstormed this.
Let's go with you.
What we did was
we sell a lot of these grills, and they give you a bonus on one grill island, and they were changing the model. So I said to Randy Caldwell and Jared Pearl, I'd like to donate it to the Ladies Auxiliary of Maynard Fire Department for a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And then the catastrophe happened up to Barneville. I live in Barneville.
So much snow.
So much snow on the barn. Yeah. I said, not for nothing, but I think we should, if it's up to you guys, donate it to Barneville for a raffle so they can make some money on it. And they were right on board. So we contacted Hawk, and everything's a go. We got tickets at Riverside Pools, Countryside Stoves. We got them through.
How much are tickets?
$10 a ticket.
That's really...
It's cheap.
Considering if you win, it's like a $10,000 prize.
It's a grill island, all marble top, stainless steel, high-end grill. It's not one of your low specials.
Yeah.
But you can get tickets at my store. You can get them at the Maynard Fire Department. They have VEMA. They have Barneville Fire Department, DeSantis Meat Market, Mercantile Market in Barneville, and Nimes Automotive in Barneville as well.
All right. Gentlemen from the fireside, just talk a little bit about what happened. I mean, that snow this year was, and listen, we all got a lot of snow. I'm in New Hartford. We got a lot of snow, but nothing compared to what you guys dealt with up north.
Yep, the North Country got a good old-fashioned winter this year. Members, we had been responding to a few building collapses that week. We had a plan in the works to go on the station and shovel the roof on Sunday afternoon, let the members take care of their own homes on Friday and Saturday. And Saturday afternoon, the catastrophe happened. I can't say enough about the fire service. One of the worst radio calls I've ever had to make was calling fire control and tell them our station collapsed. That was I've been chief 14 years, and worst call I've ever had to make. But the brotherhood, sisterhood of the fire service has stepped up to help support us to get us back into our home. We're in the design phase right now with our design company, and hopefully be starting construction in a few months.
And I'm assuming the design phase will be to prevent something like this from happening again.
Actually, one of the things we have learned, there's a new code out there since 2020. Emergency services buildings have to be built 20% higher snow load in a standard structure.
Okay.
So, yep, all of that is being taken into the account with our design company.
The other part is these are big buildings.
Yes.
That's I wonder, did there come a point where you knew this was going to happen, or was it all a surprise?
I was actually in my office at the firehouse getting ready for our annual installation dinner.
So you were inside.
And I was inside, and I heard some cracking noises, and I went around the station to investigate, and actually walked outside and found the break in the first truss of the roof structure.
Wow.
Poking through the front wall. Immediately sent a text message out to the members saying help needed immediately at the station. We were able to get all of our apparatus out, all of our equipment out. We did lose some minor equipment, which will all be replaced by insurance.
But really, at that point, you're putting your lives in danger.
The biggest fear we had was actually, for anybody who knows building construction, when you raise the overhead door, the weight's going to the roof.
Right.
Because they're mounted to the trusses where the tracks are. So honestly, we thought the roof might have caved in when we were trying to get the trucks out. But fortunately, we did get crews up there. Neighboring fire departments showed up. We tried getting the roof shoveled. And then it happened.
And then it happened. Do you want to add to, obviously we're all one, right? Even though we're not, we all work together. That's what has come out of some of these disasters in the last year, that everybody has everybody else's backs.
You're 100% right, Bill. And especially in the volunteer service, sometimes membership is declining in the volunteer service, but we feed off each other. We work together, whether it's Barneville, Maynard, Whitesboro, any department in the area, Yorkville. We all work together 100%, and we back each other up. The big thing here is the reason this fundraiser is happening is insurance doesn't cover everything. You know what they insure the building at, and what the prices are now to rebuild the building are off the charts.
Yep.
So people good people in the community like Krusky and everybody else coming out and donating something like this so that we can make money to help offset their insurance costs is huge.
Yeah.
And that's the name of the game. It's not just Maynard stepping up to help, and Riverside, other departments have stepped up. Old Forge, a couple other ones have stepped up and donated stuff and done fundraisers. We have to offset this cost to help the community.
And listen, this is everything to a community, right? This is your safety. It's life-saving. It's so far beyond property. It's incredibly important. So, all right, nice job.
Thank you.
You want to review again how people can get a ticket? It's $10 a ticket.
$10 a ticket. You can get them at Countryside Stove, Riverside Pools. You can contact the Maynard Fire Department, the Barneville Fire Department, Mercantile Market in Barneville, Tisanis Meat Market in Barneville, and Nimes Automotive. They all have tickets. The drawing is going to be Father's Day at the end of the chicken barbecue at Barneville. Okay. They have the best chicken barbecue in Barneville, and you can purchase tickets there as well at the chicken barbecue.
Okay. You want to add?
Yep. The annual Father's Day chicken barbecue, June 15th. It'll be at the Town of Trenton Town Hall, right next to the former site of the firehouse, 8520 Old Poland Road. $15 for a complete dinner, and then you can pick up a ticket for the grill.
Now, Steve said it's the best barbecue in Barneville. I have heard it may be the best in the world.
I've always said it's the best barbecue north of the canal. We take a little shot at Maynard.
All right.
Well,
we take a little shot at Maynard Fire Department.
This is the brotherhood.
This is the brotherhood. That's exactly right. All right, gentlemen, thank you for what you do, and good luck. I hope you make a ton of money. And Steve, great job at Riverside. Thank you. Okay, let me break quickly, and I'll wrap it up here. Hold on tight.
Mattress Express is proud to announce we have added Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado, the big online brand, to our lineup in all of our stores. Go to mattressexpressny.com or call 1-800-NEW-BED.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment, and trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Hey, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients if you're in need of a new family doctor, or you're having an issue and you need to get to the bottom of it and you're looking for some help. Call them today and schedule an appointment. Dr. Zielinski, Shemileski, call today at 315-507-4751 for the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. 315-507-4751. Allison, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Didn't you love it? Didn't you have a blast?
It was great. Yeah,
Yes.
so much fun.
Aren't you going to do it a couple times in the summer, you were saying?
Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll
Coming
see
up.
about that.
It's coming up. Summer season's coming up.
It is.
News coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Will the U.S. hit Russia with new sanctions? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Wall Street Journal reports President Trump could take action this week after calling Russian leader Vladimir Putin crazy over the weekend following a barrage of deadly attacks on Ukraine. And Russia has taken control of 4 more border villages while dismissing the Trump criticism.
We heard from a spokesperson from the Kremlin who says this is a very crucial moment, which is associated, of course, with the emotional overload of everyone, absolutely, and with emotional reactions. Now, the White House has said all options are on the table when it comes to getting people peace, but it wants to see this war end as soon as possible.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House, where President Trump has pardoned a former sheriff.
Scott Jenkins was convicted of taking bribes in exchange for appointing businessmen as auxiliary sheriff's deputies. The former Culpeper County, Virginia sheriff was set to serve 10 years in prison, but President Trump says instead he will live a productive life. The president alleges Jenkins suffered from a weaponized justice system and was limited in the evidence he could present in court by a judge appointed by President Biden.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz, a former police chief turned convicted rapist and murderer, is on the run for a third day in Arkansas, where Grant Hardin broke out of prison Sunday. While the manhunt for escapees who broke out of a Louisiana jail a week and a half ago is down to 2.
3 of the escaped inmates were captured last night. None of them were here in the city of New Orleans. Baton Rouge police arrested accused murderer Lenton Van Buren. A concerned citizen called police after spotting him on a bench. Meanwhile, Texas DPS arrested fugitives Jermaine Donald and Leo Tate in Walker County, Texas, after a high-speed chase north of Houston.
Fox's Nate Foy, 13 people have been arrested accused of either helping the 10 inmates break out or helping them on the run. In Philadelphia, police still searching for the gunman who shot up a crowd of people last night, killing 2, injuring 9 on